Hello, everyone, and welcome back to
Just Keeping It Realty, where we give you the tea on everything real estate.
Hi, I'm Cindy Zavala.
And I'm Betty Garza.
And we are your favorite broker team in South Florida.
All right, guys, today we're in a different area, our other office. Decided to switch it up and switch up the scenery.
Yes, we are here in our flamingo-inspired room, or I think they're storks, but we are here to give you
the different tips and a different perspective on how to host an open house that is successful and that can generate leads.
Yes, because you do hear a lot of the Debbie Downers saying that open houses are a waste of time, that you should just enjoy your family life or go on a boat on a Saturday or on a Sunday. And we're here to tell you that open houses can be very, very successful. And we're going to give you tips and tricks on how to get more business from hosting an open house.
Yes, because enlisting and hosting those open houses really should be leveraged to then get more business. And we want to break it down into 5 different tips on how to make that happen.
Okay, so tip number 1 is promoting your listing and your open house. Promotion is key. So when I mean promotion, what do we do, Betty?
There is a lot of steps before having this open house. And we specifically love this part because we build up the momentum to the open house. So one of the things we do is we put it into the MLS a few days prior and we hold off showings. And we do that for 2 different reasons. One is to kind of, especially when the seller's living in the property, it makes it a little easier so that they don't have people coming in and out all the time. And second is to build the urgency. That urgency where everyone is going to come to the property the day of the open house during that specific window frame, right? What's another thing we do, Cindy?
So for example, if we list the property in the MLS and it goes live on Tuesday, there will be no showings until the open house on Saturday or Sunday, depends on what day we choose. So that is how we build momentum and excitement for the property. Now, another way that we promote is obviously, everybody does this, is through social media. Through all our social media platforms, we promote that property. May it be a carousel full of pictures of the property. It could be a reel that we do specific to the property, highlighting the area, highlighting what is wonderful about this particular property. And of course, YouTube.
Yes. So we're not just doing video as far as reels and lives and stories, but we're also making a YouTube video on these listings. Now, if you're at a point where you can't really, hire a videographer for a video, guys, don't worry. You could totally do vlog style and have your phone with a selfie stick and do it that way. As long as you're getting out there and marketing this property and telling people all the highlights and wonderful aspects of it, you're bound to get views and people reaching out 100%. And also, just hiring at least a photographer professionally for every single listing.
Very important.
You need quality. Quality is key also with promotion.
Yes. If you want a successful listing, I think the times of us taking pictures on our cell phone is out. We really have to do everyone stepping up in the marketing game. So that is one of the things that will set you aside as a listing agent, is the quality of pictures and video that you use. And the third thing that we do to promote the property is we put on our sneakers, we put on a hat, and we go door knocking. And we invite all the neighbors, everyone in the surrounding area and the community to come around and look at the open house, to come view, bring your family, bring your friends. Why do we do that? Why would we want somebody that already lives in the neighborhood to come there? Why, Betty?
Because remember, you're also leveraging this listing for other business. Well, it's kind of 2 different reasons. They're likely going to want to pick their neighbor if they know somebody that wants to move to the area. And second, maybe they're thinking about selling.
Yes. So that's why we like to go around and invite them, because that gives them the opportunity. When we knock on the door and we give them a flyer that we're hosting an open house that Saturday or Sunday, they're going to ask us, the first question they ask is, how much is it listed for? And so, they want to know what's going on in their area. And that's a perfect way to start a conversation on a possible listing.
And there's nothing like face-to-face contact. A lot of people get phone calls all day and they're getting potential spam calls. Sometimes I don't even pick up my phone for that reason. So face-to-face conversations, I think, are kind of getting lost in our industry. So getting in front of somebody and really letting them know that you're a real person and that you're working hard and walking the neighborhood and getting to know the neighbors and letting them know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. So now on to tip number 2, stage to impress.
Yes, this is so important, and this step really could start at the listing appointment because you're going to tell them your marketing strategy as far as holding off showings until the open house. And this is going to be a grand open house, right? So you give them those tips starting from there. And part of that is just decluttering, maybe taking down some personal photos, kind of clearing the wall so that the buyers can come in and envision themselves living in this property, because that's kind of the most important marketing piece, is people being able to walk through the home and really see themselves living there. And that's through decluttering and cleaning and making it smell fresh and just an entire experience, so that when people come through for the open house, that they really can enjoy the experience of viewing this beautiful home.
Yes, and we've even had sellers or clients, we've even had them move a couch, clear the way. Maybe it works for their personal life, but maybe if we move it this way or we move it against this wall, it just opens up a room. And we've had people actually remove furniture just to make it more open, because that is in reality what everyone's looking for now, open concept. So little things like that, little tips that you can give your sellers at the listing appointment, like she said, and even if they can have it done before the open house, maybe just doing a little bit of touch-up paint where the kids play, where maybe their little table is, all those little things that make a big difference, and they will help your seller get top dollar for their home. Okay, so the third tip is
setting the mood. And what that is and where it starts is from the outside. We're setting up the property, it looks beautiful at this point, but you also have to set the mood all the way from the outside. Set it up to where anyone can find this open house. And what we mean by that is have a lot of open house signs. You're setting it up at the entrance if it's a development. You're starting at an intersection if there's a busy intersection, all the way to the property. Like There is no way that anyone is getting lost. And you're starting with those signs, pointing them all the way to the direction of the front door.
Yes. Think of it like Little Red Riding Hood leaving a trail of crumbs for the big bad wolf.
Yes.
The big bad wolf has to make it to the open house. So you want to put yourself in the position of being the person visiting the open house. So I like to start way back and do as many signs as possibly allowed. And we've had it in cities and towns where they come and, they have people that patrol the area, and they'll come back and give us all our signs and say, you're not allowed to put these. But you know what? It's okay, because it's part of the job. If they come, they take them down, if they take your sign, but making it easy for the consumer is the best thing you can do. Making it where it's visual, they can see it, they can't miss it. And then once you get to the front of the property, we have a very big flag that we put there that says open house, agent inside, and that's the thing. You want to make it
welcoming,
yes,
and inviting, and say, hey, there's an agent inside, we're here to answer your questions, and you're going to want to see this property with all the signs. And I'm talking about a lot of signs, guys, you can get them. And then the flag at the front, like there's no way they're going to say no. They're going to want to come see this house. So the flag all the way to the front door.
Sometimes we do balloons too. We do balloons, we do like the big foil balloons. We just want to make it exciting for everybody. So that is setting the mood outside. Now, how do we set the mood inside?
So inside, we make sure we have materials such as your MLS printout sheet, so that they have all the information about the property. And then you have like little snacks. Maybe they skip breakfast that day, and you're offering a little snackage and waters. We usually go with the smaller water bottles and snacks and a candle, so that when they come in, it smells fresh. We have a speaker with some, nice music going on. Yep. What else?
So that's setting the mood. You want to make them feel like you're waiting for them, you're expecting them, you're happy to see them. So, a lot of people sometimes, after setting up, so many signs, they might be sweating in a bad mood because it's hot here in Florida. So we feel it when we set up the signs.
Summertime, so
Yes.
yeah.
But, once they walk in, you want to set the mood and make them feel welcome. Like she said, with a snack, with a water, with, having a little trinket for the kids, whether it be a little piece of coloring notebook and, 3 crayons or something like that. Make them feel happy. And the most important thing on the MLS sheet is your contact information. You want to make sure that you're getting them. I don't use paper cards anymore. I like to use my digital card, but there's a science to that. The reason why I like to do it is because it gives me the opportunity to ask for their phone number. Some people, and like I like to reassure people at our open houses, we're not going to call you unless you ask us to, or unless you ask us to provide you with more information, because I don't want to annoy anyone. I want to respect them and their boundaries.
Absolutely.
They're coming into the open house to look at this particular home. That does not give me the right to be harassing them on the phone.
Exactly. And along with that, you have a sign-in sheet so that you can, you want to be intentional and capture their contact information. But like Cindy said, look, we're just capturing it. We want to give feedback to the seller, let them know how many people came through. We're not going to, take your information and take advantage of that, but we do want to track who came in, who came out. But capturing the information is part of that leverage.
Yes.
So they may or may not show up with representation as far as a buyer's agent if they are seriously in the market and not just like a neighbor or coming to look through the property. But it helps you to then bring that value to them, and you show that you professionally market your properties, and you guys and you are there, at the open house, you set up nicely, and you are bringing in the traffic to get more eyes on the property.
And your sign-up sheet can be either paper, it could be through an iPad. There's a lot of apps that you can use now to help them sign up and, add their email address. And another thing that we love to do at open houses is share the link to the property.
Yes.
Here are all the pictures out there. If you know somebody, if maybe your friend, sometimes people walk in and they'll be like, oh, I'm looking for my sister-in-law, or I'm looking for my neighbor, or I'm looking for my brother that lives in New York or in California. So you want to do that. We want to send you the link so you could just easily text it and forward it to your loved one or your friend. Okay, so now tip number 4 is
engage with your visitors. So we've talked about giving them the information, showing that you're a professional, but what is really engaging with them is don't be nervous to ask questions. How did they find your open house? Did they follow the signs? Did they get a flyer on their door? Did they see it online? You also want to capture what's working to get traffic to your open house. So make sure you're asking the right questions. How did they get the information today? Do they live in the neighborhood? Are they looking in the area? Just capturing that information so that you know exactly what kind of consumer buyer that you're talking to. And then from there, you can kind of get a better idea of why they're there.
Yeah, so once you ask like, oh, are you looking for yourself? Is this for, are you looking in the area? Is it maybe because of the schools, if they have a little child with them? Or, just asking the right questions to get to the next question is the great thing. Do you guys have an agent? Are you working with an agent? Is
What's
this
your time frame for buying? Then from there, you really know what kind of conversation.
Yes, and some people sometimes they don't want to talk, or they don't want to give you the information, or sometimes they're just like, look, I'm here to look at the open house. I don't need you to, I don't need you to grill me with 100 questions. But, take the opportunity, just, let your personality come through. Oh, okay, no problem. Feel free to look around. If you have any questions, we're here. And sometimes with you giving them their space, when they come around and they're done with the tour, they'll ask you questions. They'll open up and they'll see that you respected their space. They toured, now they have questions, and that's where you use your opportunity to really engage with your visitors and make them, ask all the right questions and see if they are really a good candidate and if they're really in the market.
All right, and now tip number 5 is
be knowledgeable.
What does that mean? What does that look like? You should know your property. Guys, I can guarantee at every open house, with every person who walks through that door, you're going to get the same question.
How old is the roof? How old is the water heater? How old is the AC? So you have to make sure that you know those things. Is there any assessments in the community? Is there anything coming up? Is the roof covered by the association if there's an association? All those things that buyers want to know. And if you do your research from the get-go, it makes it so much easier. And even when we've had other agents host our open houses for us, we like to email them a cheat sheet with all the information for them to have so they are knowledgeable when our guests come in.
Exactly. Even the simple stuff. What's the square footage? How long has it been on the market? Simple things like that. And even better, if you can know some of the properties that are currently on the market or what has closed in there, that's kind of going above and beyond and really looking like the market specialist and really being knowledgeable about the area. Even amenities, is there like parks nearby? How far is the airport? How far is the beach? Everyone loves the beach here in South Florida. So how far is that? How many miles, maybe minutes? Just looking up that little stuff, maybe a half an hour before the open house so that it's nice and fresh in your mind. But it definitely makes you look super knowledgeable and educated as far as the market to specifically that property. All right, so tip number 6. But before we go to the last tip, guys, if you're finding this video useful, you like the content that we're posting, give us a thumbs up. Comment below if there's a topic that you want us to talk about, touch base on. There's a link to set up a one-on-one with us. We'd love to chat with you guys. Whatever brokerage you're with, it doesn't matter. We love hearing from you guys, and we like helping and having conversations with other realtors and getting ideas.
Yes, and if you have any ideas for us how to make our open house better, please comment below. Give us your tips. If you do something different that works for you, let us know. We are open to all suggestions, and we love having conversations with fellow entrepreneurs, with fellow realtors that we just want to share what works for us. And open houses have been a wonderful way to get new business, whether it's listing another neighbor's property or maybe finding another property for someone that maybe came into this house. But we've gotten buyer and seller leads, so open houses have been very, very successful for us.
Yep, and at the same time, you get to service your client that you're marketing their property to the max. All right, so tip number 6, guys, is follow up. This is where the money is. Why is that?
Yes, follow-up is very, very important, especially when the person has engaged with you, when the client has come in or the looky-loo has come in and maybe they were secretly interviewing you. Maybe they thought about selling. Maybe they just wanted to see how personable you were, or maybe how you interacted with the other guests at your open house. So always feel when you speak to someone at an open house, it's a possibility for a listing.
Exactly. So when they sign up and you're sharing your business card with these attendees that are coming to the open house, and they've been receptive to you having their information, make sure that on Monday morning you send them a nice little text message. Hope that you enjoyed the rest of your weekend and just wanted to get your feedback as far as what you thought on the house. Any tips that maybe they thought that it could be better in any way, or maybe they know somebody that's interested, just to kind of give them that reminder that this is the property, and you share the link again with all the photos. Refresh their memory, because maybe they attended 5 open houses. Who knows?
Yes, and another thing that we like to do for any of our events, whether it's an open house or an agent event or a client event, is just send a quick little video that we do through Bonbon. Just, her and I like this. Like, thank you so much for coming to our open house. It was really great to meet you. If you have any further questions, please find our contact information below. Great meeting you. Have a great week.
Video is a great way to follow up with people, because that's another reminder of who you are. So it's not just a text message with a business card. You stand out because you send a quick little short video, letting them know verbally and visually that you hope they really did have a good weekend. And this is a reminder of who I am. I'm here to help. Don't forget, save my number.
All right, so there you go. You've hosted a wonderful open house and you've gotten some business out of it. So here we're going to just give you a quick rundown of all the tips just to refresh your memory if you want to jot them down at this time. So then you can go back, or if you want to watch the video again, please go ahead, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So tip number 1, Betty.
Promotion is key.
Yes, you want to keep promoting your property. Tip number 2.
Stage to impress.
Yes, you want to make sure that the house is looking great, spectacular for everyone that comes in, really enjoys it.
Yes.
Tip number 3.
Set the mood.
Yes, and what do we do setting the mood, Betty? We light up candles, we bake cookies, we have snacks.
Yes, and lots of open house signs. People cannot get lost finding your open house because you have enough signs pointing in all the right directions.
Yes, and tip number 4
is engage with your visitors.
Make them feel that you are waiting for them. Make them feel welcome. Answer all the questions, make sure that you're happy that day. You had an extra maybe cup of coffee, so you're cheerful.
Energy is good.
Yes, energy is good. Engage with your customers. Make them feel at home. Make them feel welcome. Tip number 5.
Be knowledgeable. Know the market. Know the property that you're standing in, and know the small facts like AC, water heater, roof.
Yes, because they will ask you the same question over and over. Know the taxes. Know the insurance quote. If you can get an insurance quote before you host your open house, that's always very, very helpful. So tip number 6
is follow up. Follow up is key, and follow up is where you end a successful open house and bring those people that attended the value and knowledge that you have.
Yes, whether you send a quick little video thank you, whether we still do the handwritten thank you notes if they share their address with us, because a lot of times they do share their address because they are interested in selling. So we want to thank them. We want to make them feel, we appreciate them stopping by. And just really, really remember, this is a business where you get to meet so many new people, and maybe they're not even in the market, but they like you and they'll share your information with a family or a friend.
100%. All right, guys. So we hope that you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next week in the next video.